The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Sorry about my voice. Gen Zs, we have power. If only we will activate the power that we have in us, the leaders in Africa will start doing what is right. If only we put partisan politics aside, stop chasing after things that are not necessary, the continent will change. There is none that will come here and do anything for us. There's no magic, there's no miracle. As we are busy waiting for something from the sky to set us free, we have the power because other nations are showing us that the power lies in our hands. So it is left unto us to decide what we will use this power for. Either we'll continue to be wasting our time on social media, watching things and feeding ourselves with things that are not necessary, or we use it to set ourselves free and the generations to come. Madagascar is on fire. Everywhere is ablaze. And the president and all the political leaders have to run for their own dear life. Madagascar is burning. The only people that have peace are the Gen Zs in Madagascar. The leaders, all the politicians are not knowing peace, especially the head. Madagascar president is reported to have fled the country on a French military aircraft hours before he was scheduled to address the people. French state radio RFI reported on Monday that the president, who also has French citizenship, had been flown out of the capital after a deal with President Emmanuel Macron. He had been due to speak to the nation at 7 p.m. 16 GMT, according to a statement from the presidency on Facebook. People flooded a square in front of the capital city hall on Monday, waving flags and chanting slogans, some hanging off military vehicles as they arrive, according to the agency France Press reporters.
Indeed, we focus on Madagascar. It's reported that Ange Radswell has fled the country. The president was under intense pressure in the wake of so-called Generation Z demonstrations against corruption, poverty and a lack of opportunities for young people. Those protests began on September the 25th. People rallying around the pirate flag from the manga comic One Piece. That might have given it a kind of comic edge, but there was a real serious quest behind all of this. The aims of the protests quickly translated into political pressure on President Radswell. Military sources say he was flown out of Antananarivo by a French Air Force jet. Here at France 24, Siobhan Silk has this on the situation in Madagascar.
Celebration in the streets across Madagascar followed reports that the president had fled the country, and after units of the army defected, joining the protesters to topple the government. The protests, led by young activists and students who branded themselves as Gen Z Madagascar, erupted in the former French colony on September 25th in response to power and water shortages that quickly escalated into a broader uprising against government corruption and poverty.
It's as if we were reliving Madagascar's independence a second time. Because it's not just students like at the beginning of the protest. There's just about everyone.
Hans Rachwellen served as Madagascar's leader from 2009 to 2014 before returning to power in 2023. Military sources said he left Madagascar's capital Sunday on a French military aircraft, which took him to the island of Île Saint-Marie and then out of the country. Our media partner, RFI, reports that the ousted president, who also has French nationality, escaped after striking a deal with French President Emmanuel Macron. The median age in Madagascar is just 20 years old, and 3/4 of the population of 30 million lives in poverty. The young protesters are calling for across-the-board reforms.
First of all, the system must be dismantled. Each demand should be resolved. And only then will the people of Madagascar make their choice.
The anger against Rachwellen mirrors recent Gen Z protests in Nepal, where the Prime Minister was forced to resign last month, and Morocco, where young protesters there are demanding that the Prime Minister step down.
Thank you, Francis. There, let's show you images just coming into us here at France 24. It is the Madagascar President, Ange Radswell, currently speaking. We will try to get you more on this, where he is, what he's saying, what it's about, as soon as we can. This is the first time he's been seen since apparently fleeing the country. Let's bring in Luke Freeman, expert on Madagascar, its culture and its politics, for more on this. Luke, we're seeing Radziwill speaking. As we get any clarification there, or we can go to it, we will. In the meantime, sir, give us your take on the situation.
Well, Radziwill has left the country. We know that. We know that he was escorted out on a French military jet with President Macron's approval. And President Macron has spoken of the importance of obeying the Constitution at this point.
This is what we need to understand, that the citizens have the power, the people have the power. When we give power to these our leaders and they are doing things that we do not like, we have the voice. We are the only ones that can rise to set ourselves free. Enough of all these things that we have subjected ourselves to. There is nobody that will come into Africa to set the people free. There is nobody from the sky that will come here and set us free. If we do not rise to fight for our own selves, now we've seen where he's running to. France. This is the same country that is causing pain to Africa, making sure that Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso do not have peace. We are seeing all these activities in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and French aircraft came in to take him out of the country. This is amazing. That Africa, we claim that we are leading the people, yet we are serving the interests of other people. This has always been the kind of leaders that we have had over the past years. Majority of us are still sleeping and dreaming that the leaders that we have are doing our interest. But these ones are not for our interest. And we have to wake up the Gen Zs to know that these people are serving the interests of our oppressors. And that is why we are seeing Africa this way. If not, look at who is coming in to set him free. So that clearly should tell us that our leaders that we have are serving no other person than these people. And that is why we are not seeing anything happening in Africa. The leaders will come and sweet talk us, but they will never serve our interest. If this shouldn't have happened, majority of us wouldn't know that Madagascar, the leaders there, are serving the interests of somebody else. So we have to wake up. We have to realize that our future and the generations to come is in our own hands. There is none that can change anything if we don't rise to fight for that change ourselves. Enough of us sleeping and believing in the leaders that we have today. These leaders will never change anything. If they will do something meaningful, it wouldn't take them years for them to start doing them. We are seeing some in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. These leaders have shown us true leadership in Africa. So it's left unto us to now work with that. If we will continue to be deceiving ourselves with the leaders we have elected in our respective countries, that is unto us. But we should not blame anybody, because we are also part of the mess. All these leaders who came and did nothing, you and I, contributed to it because we elected them based on some funny things that interest us concerning these ones that are leading us, or the leaders who have led us under democracy. So you cannot eat your cake and still have it. So we need to come together as a people to fight against the system that is fighting against the African. Because under that system, we can never have any better leadership, any better Africa for ourselves. And this is the time for us to change the narrative. Even if you don't want to do it for your generations that will come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa and in Madagascar.